Hey guys, I'm Kiki. Welcome to Couch Convo. Sorry for the delay, technical difficulties. Couch Convo was created from a place of growth, healing, and a realization that women need a safe space to talk. So, and that's talking without judgment, pressure, or pretending we have it all, because we don't. Like many women, I have navigated seasons of change in my health, my emotions, relationships, and identity. And it was through these experiences is when I learned how powerful honest conversations are. This space is about conversations that help us to understand our bodies, our minds, ourselves, even better. Each month I'll be sitting down with a special guest to educate women, empower women, and to live a healthier life and more balanced life. I am so glad that you're here with me today. Good to see you guys. I know you guys haven't seen me in a long time. Sorry about that. Life has been lifing. But I want to introduce my guest. So, I have the pleasure of working with this beautiful woman. I've known Francis since 2011. We went to school together. And she has been a powerful influence in my life, and I thank God for her. She is the proud owner of a Hormone weight loss clinic, Lean Life Wellness Center, and she works closely with women to help them better understand their bodies, hormones, and overall health. Her passion is educating women, breaking down complex topics, and empowering women to advocate for their own well-being. Today's conversation is about learning, asking questions, and opening the door to a greater awareness of women's health. Ladies and gentlemen, Francis Oreo.
Hi, everyone.
So, Francis, how did you start this business? Like, what prompted you to start your own hormone and weight loss clinic?
Well, I've always been very passionate about healthy living, especially for women. Mm-hmm. And I personally started my health journey in my 20s. I was 28 years old when I decided that I need to change things. And then, of course, as I got older, I did feet, I had children, and things began to change. And I was just, I cannot wait no matter what I did. The weight wasn't going off. And I'm like, what's going on here? I went to my PCP, I went to my gynae, nobody could give me any answer. And I'm like, nah, something gotta give. This is something, I'm not crazy. I know something is wrong. So I began to do my research, and the more I learned, the more I see that there is way much more. And my PCP and gynae couldn't help me not because they didn't want to, but because they didn't really know. So, hence the death of a midlife. I just thought we need to do something, have a place where people can find answer.
All right, I love it. And can you explain what hormones actually do in a woman's body in simple terms?
Well, hormones are chemical messengers. You know how you send a text message?
Yeah.
That's what they are. It's like sending a text message to your body.
Right.
So the different hormones tell your body different things to do. So, and they regulate different things, depending on which message is being sent.
Okay, so what are some common signs of hormonal imbalance that women often ignore or dismiss?
The very common one would be hot flashes. Everybody's aware of that.
I had one last night.
Yeah. One of my sisters, that's the funniest analogy I've ever heard of hot flash. She said, hot flashes is like practice for what hellfire will look like. I can never get over that. Because I didn't have hot flashes. I didn't have most of the symptoms. So I didn't even know I was already in menopause. So you have hot flashes, you have abdominal weight gain, right? You have brain fog.
I have that.
You have heart palpitations. That's not common, but some people get it. Yeah. And then you have mood swings. You're happy one minute, and the next minute you don't want to talk to anybody. She got to be bipolar, but it's not bipolar.
I've been in menopause for about 20 years.
It's your hormones. So, and then you have cravings, unexplainable cravings. Yeah. Some people crave sugar. Some people crave salt. You just want to eat. Yeah. And then extreme fatigue. fatigue for some people. You're
Yeah.
just tired.
Yeah.
No matter the amount of sleep you get, you're just tired. And some people don't sleep. They go to bed and by 2, 3 in the morning they're up for no reason and they can't sleep
I hear a
anymore.
lot
Yeah,
of women about that.
So it's a whole lot, and for every woman is different. What you
Right.
experience is different.
Right. The brain fog, yeah, I've experienced that lately. I've been in the middle of a sentence and I'm like,
Or
what
you're
was I
trying-
going to say?
or you forget how to spell Y-O-U,
Yeah.
and oh no. And you're like, I know I'm not dumb, but I can't bring the word
Right.
out.
I find myself bringing up Google trying to spell the simplest words. Like, I
Yeah.
know this
It's
word.
up
I'm
there.
tapping in the center. It's crazy. Why do so many women feel like they're doing everything right but still not losing the weight?
That's because it's not you, it's biology. And you have to know and understand how your biology works for you to do the right thing.
Right.
Now, what most women do, especially if it's a woman who has been very active, very healthy, like you and I, you in your 20s, in your 30s, you work out, you do CrossFit, you do a lot of cardio, you do all this circuit training, and then you're losing the weight, hey, the fat is coming up. And then you clock 35, 40, and you're still doing the same thing, and you're not losing the weight.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, because at that point, it has nothing to do with, as a matter of fact, excessive cardio and things like CrossFit at that stage is counterintuitive. So
Yes, excess stress.
You're not just going to lose the weight, because that's not what your body is. Your body is telling you, I'm changing.
Yeah.
I need you to change with me.
Right.
So doing all that cardio, fasting excessive, but that's what most women at that point is, maybe I need to add more cardio to my session. Maybe I need to go harder. I need to fast. You're just increasing your stress. And that makes it worse. So the weight is not going in because you're not following the biology.
Well, praise God, because I can't stand cardio. When I used to do physique training, I constantly lifting weights. I cannot stand cardio. That's like cursing at me. If you say cardio to me, I'm going to literally take off running and be like, I'm not coming back.
It has its place. It's just don't do it excessively.
All right, you heard that, guys. Don't do excess cardio, once you start to get up in age. My next question, how do hormones affect metabolism and fat storage, and especially as we age?
All right. Your estrogen is muscle sparing, meaning it allows you to keep your muscle.
Okay.
And muscle helps you process glucose. So when your estrogen drops, which is what you start to see in perimenopause,
Right.
your estrogen begins to fluctuate. And then once that starts to happen, progesterone drops. You can't keep the muscle anymore. So what happens at that point is, because you don't have that muscle anymore as you normally had, what happens is your insulin is no longer, your glucose is no longer being pushed into your muscle because there's no muscle.
Yeah.
So insulin is increased, your metabolism is slow, because for every pound of muscle you carry, it speeds up your metabolism. So when you start to lose the muscle, your metabolism slows down.
Yeah.
So metabolism slows down, insulin is high, cortisol is high, and you start gaining all this weight. And guess what? The distribution is what is worse. Now it goes in your abdomen.
The hips.
Your one six pack becomes one round pack with some exercise beside it. You're like, what the hell happened to me?
Right.
I just woke up one day and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So yeah, they work hand in hand. Your muscle helps your metabolism, and without that, it slows down.
You kind of answered this question, how stress and cortisol impacts weight gain and overall health. We do know cortisol is like a type of sugar. It's, it's hard for the body to absorb it, and it does put it increases your insulin levels at that point.
Yeah, because your cortisol is a stress hormone. When your body, which is what, especially women, I always come back to women because we do a whole lot for our family. You want your children to eat right. You take care of the house. You take the kids to practice. You make sure the husband is okay. And if you don't have a husband, God bless your heart, you even do way more as a single parent. It's even way more.
Yeah.
So we're going, and you are in this fight or flight mode.
Right.
There's no calming for your system. Your nervous system is on high alert. And then your body says, oh my goodness, I need to protect me, increases cortisol.
Yeah.
And when cortisol is high, insulin is released. And those two hormones is a signal to your body to do not let go of the fat.
Okay.
Keep it up there. because we need to protect ourselves.
Right.
So you see, in that case, doing more cardio is not the game plan. It shouldn't be the game plan.
Right.
Because that would be like stepping on the brakes and pressing the gas pedal at the same time. You're just scratching your nose. You're not moving in frustration.
What daily habits have the biggest impact on hormonal balance?
Listen, y'all. Lift weight.
Yes. All
Weight
about
training.
weight training.
Weight training. You can't. I'm telling you, if you're looking for the biggest bang for your money, I think you need to do it every day, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Compound movements, so that you're doing multiple muscle at the same time. You know, you lift weight, increase your protein intake. Take a lot of protein, because what happens is the protein that you ingest is like cooking. The protein is the ingredients. The weightlifting is the stimulus.
Ooh. You see how she said stimulus, y'all?
So you eat, the protein you intake makes the ingredients available for your body. Mm-hmm. And then when you lift weight, and I say, okay, come on, we need to cook this food. So the weightlifting is the stimulus. Okay, put all these ingredients together. Yeah. Let's build the muscle. So protein intake, weight training, good sleep.
Okay.
That is you gotta sleep. I'm not talking about 5 hours, 4 hours sleep, or a nap here and there. No, real good sleep where you really shut down everything. Yeah. And then walk. Instead of doing all that sprinting, just walk. Give yourself a step goal every day. You know, the goal is try to make 10,000 steps. If you're not there, that's okay. Right. But challenge yourself and build up. You know, and build up.
So, if there is one message that you would like to tell these beautiful women today in terms of their hormones and weightlifting and taking better care of themselves, what would it be?
First and foremost, embrace that change. It's a big change. Yeah. It's a big change. I woke up one day and I'm like, who's this? Where did I go? You know, embrace the change. You're not broken. You're just moving to another phase of your life. Yeah. And then the best thing you can do at that point is show yourself some grace.
Yes. I tell my patients that. Show yourself some grace.
Show yourself some grace. Sit down and try to understand the new you and see how best you can support this new you. When you have that mindset, it's very easy to embrace it and do the right things at the right time. You're not going to add more to your stress.
Right. Earlier we were talking about menopause. We named some of the symptoms, the heart palpitations. Girl, at one point my doctor was like, do you have a cardiac issue? I'm like, no, my resting heart rate's 48 beats per minute. But the whole time it was the heart palpitations. Mm-hmm. The night sweats. Girl, I had to change how I sleep at night. Let's just say I sleep the same way I came into this world. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so... it's just covers on, covers off, covers off, covers on, constantly. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Fans going, ACs all year round. No joke. Anybody else out there, fan on, AC running all year round? That's us. What are some other symptoms? For example, you mentioned the brain fog. I do know that headaches, fatigue.
Yes, yeah. So for it's a whole lot of symptoms, and it's different for every woman. Some people, yes, we have headaches, unexplainable headache, and like my head just keeps hurting. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I slept enough, but I just had this headache. So, and they're very different things like for me, for instance. The heart palpitation, I'm like, what is going on with me? I never had it before. Mm-hmm. I try to think about what did I do. I went to urgent care. We didn't see anything. A few days later, I went to emergency room. The doctor said, you were one healthy woman. I don't know what's wrong. But I was thinking, these people probably think I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. But I'm not crazy. Something is wrong with me, until I finally figured it out myself, I did my labs and my hormones were on the floor. But somebody helped me pick them up. And they didn't make sense. A lot of things began to add up. Yeah. But the heart palpitation stopped by itself. I didn't do anything. There was nothing I could do. Mm-hmm. Even the medication they gave me didn't work. They wrote me some antacids. It didn't work. So
I met a PA, physician assistant, and she was telling me about reoccurring, there goes brain fog. The reoccurring UTIs, urinary tract infections, is also a symptom of early menopause or the menopausal state, and I had no idea.
Especially in the geriatric age, the elderly. You find them in nursing homes, and they're constantly having this UTI, and sometimes it even kills them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because at that age, their immunity is low, you know, they're really good. And it's such a simple fix. Yeah. Vaginal hormone replacement is all they need.
Yeah, it was an estradiol. Yeah, you can take that.
Vaginal estrogen.
Yeah, just...
You know, DHEA, and put it in and it takes care of it. But they don't know.
Right.
And these women just keep suffering and going through it. Sometimes it kills the patient.
So you guys heard her. She also mentioned vaginal dryness. That's also a symptom of menopause. Low libido, pain during sex. That is also a symptom of menopause as well. So if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, guys, please, please, please go talk to your doctor. And speaking of that, what lab indicators should women advocate for when seeing their provider?
Well, the main hormone lab tests are...
All right, guys, listen up.
Estrogen.
Okay.
Progesterone. Testosterone, free in total. Not just testosterone, free in total. SHBG. Then you want to also add complete metabolic panel, because that's going to check your heart, your liver, and, you know, your lipid panel, because these are the things that go off when you go into menopause. You want to do your A1C, your glucose, insulin sensitivity test. Some of these tests your insurance is not going to pay for it. That's the honest truth. So you want to go to a provider that's going to run the test, and you pay cash.
Okay.
Because your insurance is not.
And it would be cheaper for some places for you to pay out of pocket than it would be to even go through your insurance company.
Yeah, because your insurance is not going to pay for it. So if you have to pay out of your pocket, you go to your regular doctor and they say, oh, insurance is not going to cover it, but I'll write you a script. Okay. You take that script to maybe, let's say, Quest or LabCorp, you don't pay so much, you know. But some functional medicine clinic or wellness center like mine, we already have it negotiated with our labs so that you're not paying crazy amount, but we're able to do all the expensive testing. So we can see, because it's beyond your hormones going down. We need to know how much damage has been caused already, you know, so we know how we can tailor your treatment.
So guys, I actually came to Francis to get my hormone testing done, and she calls me one day with the results, and she says, okay, are you on birth control? I'm like, no. That shop's been closed a long time ago. And she was like, well, I'm trying to understand your testosterone levels. And I was like, okay. I said, what do you mean? She said, let's say you on a farm. I'm like, word, I got some money. She said, you load that 100 workers into a truck, you go to the farm, 40 workers get out and start working. I said, what's the other 60 doing? I don't know.
Yeah, they were watching the truck. They never got out of the truck.
She said they showed up, but they chilling. You know?
That's because your SHBG was so high. And SHBG means your hormones, your testosterone, that basically is for your testosterone. Means you have it, but it's not available.
I want it all.
They're locked up. You know, like, what are you doing? That happens sometimes if you're on birth control may die. That was why I asked you. Are you on birth control? Or if you over-exercise, you know, there's so many things that can influence the
Well, they're my testosterones, and I need them now. All of them. All right, guys, we're going to open up the floor. Are there any questions on the screen? My son is here working with me. He's looking to see if anybody had any questions at all. All right, well, real quick, I would like Francis to tell us where your business is located and how can they contact you.
We are at 3104 Kleinett Road, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23703. And the best way to reach out to us is on the website is www.leanlifemedicalclinic.com. If you go on that website, you find all our contact information, from phone number, you can book an appointment, and you can email us.
Okay. Francis is also a certified phlebotomist, and I'm not too big on needles. So I have my arm out, and I see the needle, and I'm like, ugh. She's like, don't worry, I'm a great stick. Okay! You guys, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate your patience with us tonight. Thank you for having my guest on here, Francis. God bless you. I thank you. I've always loved you, always will. You're amazing. You're an inspiration.
Thank you.
Guys, next month we're going to be talking about pelvic floor rehabilitation, pelvic floor health. Yes, vaginal health. We will be talking with Dr. Delmonte. She is a pelvic floor physical therapist. She will be my guest next month. The date is tentatively March the 6th, 7 p.m. We'll be streaming live here to you guys. This video will be posted on Instagram later. My son's going to help me out and post some clips. So, you have a question? All right. What's up?
Do you have suggestions on how to deal with some of the perimenopause symptoms?
Any suggestions?
Well, for perimenopausal symptoms, honestly, the best treatment would be to get your hormones replaced, BHRT, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. You want to go to someone who knows what they're doing so they can do it. And there are times that if you don't want to do BHRT, there are some herbs that you can use, but the honest truth, your best bet is to have hormone replacement therapy.
I've heard a lot of women afraid about hormone replacement therapy. Do you have any experience with that, or do you know any women that's giving you positive feedback about being on hormone replacement therapy?
Okay, now that fear was as a result of a lying research that was done. Yeah, it is, and it's been debunked. If you Google, if you go on YouTube and you put in FDA and WHI research, it's out there. So it's been out there that it's a lie. Hormone replacement therapy does not give you cancer. It does not do anything to you other than, let me tell you the statistics. If you don't get on BHRT, when you lose your hormones, what happens is everything goes down south. You know, in the beginning, they say men have a higher rate of cardiovascular disease. Mm-hmm. But once we get to that age 40, the women take over. Oh. Simply because we've lost the protection of estrogen, progesterone, and all of that. So cardiovascular disease becomes higher at that age. That's why you find women at that age start having heart disease. They start having insulin sensitivity. We start having a lot of problems because we no longer have these hormones helping us, protecting us. So why do you want to suffer when you can just replace it? I don't know why they lied about that research, but it's been debunked. Thank God for that. You know, so it's no longer, it's not true. You can get BHRT, you just need to find a provider who knows what they're doing so you can get it done.
And you don't have to be on the replacement drugs for like forever, right?
Oh, well, you don't, what happens is you get on it and they monitor you and make sure you get to what is considered balance for you and you maintain that.
All right.
And you maintain that. So it's not like you just go, and you probably have to stay because your body's not making it anymore, it's done. It's done. But the thing is, if you don't do it, you stand a chance
of getting cardiovascular.
And so many other things down the line. You fall, you break a hip, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, because you no longer have the ability, your bones are not as strong as they are anymore because you lost all those hormones that are helping you protect itself.
We got another question.
What other things will the hormone replacement therapy affect?
What do they mean by affect?
Like, are you talking about adverse effects or what's the word I'm looking for?
Any negative effects of being on hormone therapy? Yeah. No, there's no negative. None that has been proven. There's really no negative effects other than you. Now, if you are overdosed, there's some symptoms like bloating, breast tenderness. But that's just because the dosage you're giving you is too high. And all the provider needs to do is dial it down and all that. But all they need to do is dial it down and all that goes, you know. So there's really no negative. That's part of the rhetoric that was being spoken before to scare women from doing it. It doesn't follow.
Any other questions? All right, what's up?
Is there a natural way you suggest for increasing libido?
Libido.
Okay.
He's learning a new word tonight, ladies.
Well, if the natural way of increasing libido is the normal stuff, you know, I always say, I don't know how much I can discuss up here. I say to my husband,
this is open. We're just less ladies.
I always say to my husband, make love to my brain.
Yeah.
Start early in the day. Don't wait until nighttime. So let your significant other, if you know that from early in the day, text you something sexy, start talking to you sexy, so that when that time comes at night, you're being primed, and then you make the environment welcoming, put yourself in that way that it's not much work. And of course, let the man know how to please you. It's not just go in and get out. No, you take your time. Let him worship your body.
That's a good one. I do know some women, not just women, there's a lot of people like chocolate. And chocolate's an aphrodisiac. And sometimes if you have that chocolate, it can actually heighten certain things in the brain to mimic feeling good. Like, what is it?
And I can see that. I can see that because it's a pleasure. Everything that pleasures
serotonin
you.
and all that.
Yeah,
Oxytocin.
Anything that pleasures you. And now, even though you're asking for natural ways, there are peptides.
Okay.
There are tons of peptides now that you take it and, girl.
He's gonna hide in the closet. I'm in the closet.
And your significant other is gonna tell you, we need to keep doing this, baby.
They're gonna beg for a break. Any other questions before we finish up tonight?
Why is it so hard to lose a menopause belly?
That's because it's beyond just, you have to know what you're dealing with. It's biological. So it's hard because you're fighting, it's multiple things that are happening at the same time. So like we were talking about, your insulin is high, I don't know, for me to really be able to tailor that answer, I need to know what your lifestyle is. Are you resting enough? Do you have adrenal fatigue? Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating enough? Are you overworked? Do you have insulin resistance? Do you train? What do you do? So all of that, if you have menopause belly, that's because your cortisol is still high.
Yeah.
Your insulin, you probably have some form of insulin resistance. So it's not by going to the gym that will go off if you don't fix the underlying issue, which will be getting rid of your cortisol, bringing down your stress, bringing down your insulin levels, making sure everything there, your workout will pay off. The menopausal belly will start to go off.
And sleeping, like you said earlier.
Yes, sleep.
Guys, I'm one that I don't get a lot of sleep at night. I'm prescribed medications to go to sleep at night. And sometimes even taking that, it's not long enough. Like I may sleep 4 hours, but I'll wake up for no reason. I'll literally wake up and then I'll go back to sleep. So I'm not getting a full night's rest. That's not including cutting off the time to drink, like you're drinking water and stuff at night. You gotta cut that off at a certain time because if you don't, you're gonna wake up in the night, stumble to the bathroom, and that.
This is what I tell my clients. We do the 3-2-1. You stop eating 3 hours before bedtime. You stop drinking 2 hours before bedtime. You stop any form of screen, TV, phone, 1 hour before bedtime.
That light is signaling the brain that
you're gradually, you start eating 3 hours so that your digestive system is done breaking down your food. You're not going to bed with food still working in your system and your insulin level has come down. You stop drinking 2 hours before so you won't have to wake up at night to pee. You stop the screen 1 hour before so that the blue light effect that's keeping you awake, it's also your natural melatonin can be released and you be able to wind down and sleep. So and for you, waking up, it's an easy fix. Progesterone. That's the replacement.
You're already, so guys, I've already gone to her, I already know what I need to do.
Yeah, if you are not sleeping, you wake up 2 or 3 in the morning and we check your hormones and everything is over, you just take oral macronized progesterone. That helps you sleep. You can take about 100 million. This is not medical advice.
No, it's not.
See your doctor.
Yes.
But you to progesterone for 100, you can take up to 400 milligrams. In your sleep, you won't be waking up at 2, 3 in the morning.
Girl, I can't wait. I was about to go get me my own CPAP machines. I heard you can sleep very well on the pain. But in all honesty, guys, yes, stress does play a huge role in the cortisol levels increasing, becoming insulin resistant. Find ways to de-stress, whether it be listening to music. I love taking hot baths a couple times a week. She said it's not enough, girl, I'll be in the tub all day if that's the case. But hot baths, some music, some candlelight, just coming home at night or in the afternoon and just sitting in peace and silence and try to clear your mind. Try not to think about everything that went on that day. Don't ruin, the perfect day. Your tomorrow thinking about today. You know what I'm saying? Like, the saying was, don't ruin a good day thinking about what happened yesterday, which can ruin your today or something like that. You guys know what I mean, but overthinking, and I know how we women get. We're so busy. We're always putting things in our head that I gotta do this, I gotta do that. We're always on the go, and we're ready to battle anything in any moment. So we're constantly on guard, constantly thinking of how to fix things, handle things. And sometimes, and as she told me earlier, it's okay to take care of yourself. Okay, it's not selfish. Mm-hmm. You cannot take care of anyone else if you don't take care of yourself first. You are number one. Mm-hmm. Okay, God first in our cases. However you believe, but you are number one. You have to put you first. Got to love you. Give yourself some grace. Any other questions before we finish up?
If you had a
hysterectomy
and haven't had a cycle in years, how will you know when you're going through menopause?
Okay, this is the thing. Hysterectomy will push you into menopause. Now, if you haven't had a cycle in a whole year, you're already in menopause.
Yeah.
You're already in menopause. But if you're still cycling, but it's not constant, it's some months it comes, some months it doesn't come, that's perimenopausal. But if you go a whole year without a cycle, you're already in menopause.
So if someone had a hysterectomy though, and they can't tell, if they're in menopause, then those other symptoms would be things they would be looking for then, right? Like
yes, because those symptoms will come eventually.
Yeah.
Because hysterectomy will push you into menopause faster than your body normally will, because everything that normally would take time for you to go into menopause has been taken out.
Yeah.
So it will push you into menopause. You wouldn't, because you wouldn't have any cycle at that point, but you just watch out for the symptoms.
Yeah, like the hot flashes, the brain fog,
or
the fatigue.
You can't sleep, the moodiness, your excessive weight gain. You're starting to gain weight and you don't understand. You're craving unnecessarily. And then after a while, you start having painful sex, vaginal dryness.
Yeah.
So, and some headaches, like you said earlier.
Any other questions? All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'm glad you sat down and got comfortable with us, and just chill, hang out. Next time, just wear something comfortable, grab your favorite drink, whatever that is. Oh, by the way, speaking of drinks, if you drink wine or any type of alcohol substance before you go to bed, that will ruin your sleep.
100%.
So keep that in mind. Keep that. You heard her. Cut it out. Keep that in mind. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you for being in my group. Please tell other women. Topic next month is pelvic floor rehabilitation. Yes, we're talking vaginal health. March 6th, 7 p.m. God bless you guys. Have a great night. See you then.
Bye.